The local company rang in their 100th birthday in style as the Lloydminster and District Co-op held their centennial celebration dinner last night. It was a sold-out dinner and concert at the Stockade Convention Centre with close to 600 members and guests in attendance. CEO Don Stevenson says the night is extra special for his company as you don't see many businesses passing the century mark.
When I arrived here, we were a couple of years away from our 85th, and I think the odds-on, we were the odds-on favorite not getting to 85. So to get here and to realize the success that we're enjoying today is really, really special.
Now, since opening in 1914, the company now has more than 15,000 members locally. Well, since its inception in 1993, Operation Christmas Child has provided more than 100 million shoeboxes to children worldwide. Here in the Lloydminster area, this year's shoeboxes filled with gifts are starting to get collected. Jeremy Thompson went to Jack Kemp Elementary School this morning, where they were filling the boxes for their 7th year.
At Jack Kemp Elementary School, students carry shoeboxes full of gifts bound for children of similar ages, living very different lives.
Teddy bear, bookmark, a book, and toothbrush, hard candy, and I think some cars, and a class picture and a note.
It makes them feel that sense of pride and accomplishment, and they know that even doing something really small does something really large for someone else.
The students aren't the only ones filling shoeboxes. Operation Christmas Child coordinator Ken Hastings thought having 1,000 extra boxes this year would be enough.
Over the course of the next 10 days or so, we might literally run out of shoeboxes. Don't let that deter people that want to fill shoeboxes. You can fill a small Tupper container, just a normal shoebox.
Last year in the Lloydminster area, we packed nearly 8,000 boxes. That was a part of the 10 million that were packed worldwide. Those boxes were then sent to over 100 countries, but this year there's a new initiative to send boxes to Ukraine.
For the very first time, shoeboxes from Canada, means shoeboxes from Lloydminster area, have the potential to go to the Ukraine, and those will be specifically given to children who have been displaced, who have been forced out of those war-torn areas.
Our boxes usually go to warmer climates, so kids have been putting in things like sunglasses and t-shirts and hats. The boxes for the Ukraine could include mittens and toques, socks, something that is a little bit more climate friendly.
You have 61. That's pretty awesome, guys.
As the boxes are loaded and taken away, it's clear the process of giving to others has made an impact on these students.
I would say, here you go, and you're welcome for helping your nation, and I would feel sorry for him that he saw firsthand maybe war, and so I would help him have goodness and gladness in a box.
Jeremy Thompson, Newcap News.
With prices of cattle higher than they have been in years, Canadian beef producers have reason to be optimistic. In this week's Ag Report, Graham McCann looks at implications for both smaller producers in the Lloydminster area and for Canada overall.
Lower Shannon Farms is a smaller ag producer with nearly 100 head of cattle. Owner John Acton has owned cattle for the last 30 years, but over that time it hasn't been worth much on its own.
For a number of years, yes, we were selling at a loss, but it was a nice balance because previously we were a grain and cattle operation, and typically one helped offset the other. Farmers are getting older and young farmers don't want to get into the cattle.
Now that the price of calves are up and those calves are worth something, it makes it easier for you to go and do the things you need to do on the farm, plus give you the opportunities to go and source some new genetics and maybe source some better genetics so that your herd of cows can get better over time.
There is also a positive economic coincidence. The Canadian dollar is lower than it's been in the last 5 years.
So especially with us being major shippers or major players in the industry to the States all the time, the buyers that come from the south up the north to buy cattle are getting more pounds of beef per dollar.
But it's a different story for the smaller local producers.
Dollar, the way it is, works both ways. It's great for our exports because it makes our products more attractive. But there again, we're paying higher prices for importing machinery.
Acton also notices a direct effect on his local customers, but overall, he thinks the situation is a positive.
What we're finding locally is that people will go for the cheaper cuts, but for a number of years there was not much money in raising cattle.
Graham McCann, Newcap News.